Hey friends, it's Carol, Saltbox Stitcher, and I am here for my first quilt sale quilt video. So this is quilt video number 3. I have 14 quilts surrounding me that I'm going to start with in this particular sale. Maybe later I'll have more that I'll sell. I have a few notes. I don't usually do notes when I do my stitching videos, but I want to make sure that you kind of get the full details of these quilts. I've made them over the years. They are pieced tops, backing that's sufficient to quilt the quilt, and binding that's already been made. And I'll show you some of these things as we go, but I just wanted to address that. These quilts are all made with Quilt Shop Quality Fabrics. And from working at, I don't know, 3 quilt shops in my lifetime, or is it 4? Anyway, I can tell you there is a difference between Quilt Shop Quality fabrics and fabrics that you might buy at a big box store or even at Walmart. They are made with a higher quality of fabric to begin with. It's a higher textile grade. So all of these quilts have been made with Quilt Shop Quality fabric. Quilt Shop fabric now is running somewhere between $11.50 and $12.50 a yard. So I wanted you to kind of get a perspective where some of the cost comes from. I did use a calculation to figure the cost, and so that I'm consistent with all the quilts. They are all rotary cut and machine pieced. There's, like I said, 14. They're various sizes. Many of them are what I would call lap to large lap. A large lap will also fit a twin bed if you're looking for a quilt that fits a bed. There's also some that are larger enough to be a full or even a queen size. Now, when I say a quilt that's queen size or twin or full, that doesn't mean it drapes all the way to the floor over your bed. A quilt technically is made to just go to, like, say, the top of your mattress, bottom of your mattress, so that you would, either use a bed skirt or some other type of quilt that would under it that would go all the way to the floor. I hope that's understandable. There will be pictures in this video because my husband has taken quite a few pictures of each quilt, kind of close-ups, far away, etc. Oh, and when talking about sizes, I will give you the sizes in inches. So if I say something is 48 by 72, that's about 4 feet by 6 feet. But in quilting, finished quilts are always known in inches. There will be 2 price points. Listen carefully. There's 2 price points. Price points, that's an old retail term. There's 2 price points. The first price point, or the least expensive price point, the lower price, is for you to finish the quilt. So you will get a piece top. If you purchase that, you'll get a piece top, you'll get the backing, and you'll get the binding. And I'm going to show you all of the quilts and the backing and the binding and all of that, and what it looks like. And then there'll be pictures, like I said, on after each one on this video. Also, the quilts will not be sold from this video. So don't leave a comment saying, I want quilt number 1. The quilts will be sold on the website that my husband has created. It is saltboxquilts.com. I repeat, saltboxquilts.com. And by the time you're seeing this video, all of this will be either in a trailer or an opening page. He's going to insert all of that so that you'll be able to read it as well as just listen to the things I'm saying. So Saltbox Quilts, plural, think of there's 14 of them, saltboxquilts.com. If you finish it, in other words, you buy it, the piece top, the backing, and the binding, then you will have to provide the batting. And the batting is that inner layer. What I use is cotton batting. And most of all of these will be used, okay, back up. I use cotton batting, but if you finish it, you will provide your own batting. And you know, a lot of people that are quilters would be like, well, why would I buy a quilt that somebody else has made? I don't know, maybe for a gift. If you are a quilter, then you would have the ability to quilt it yourself, either on your sewing machine or, you know, have a friend do it, whatever. That's up to you. If the second price point or the more expensive price point, there'll be an additional cost for me to finish it. If I finish it, it will be a completed quilt. So in other words, it will be finished as far as quilted, the binding will be sewn on, and then I hand stitch the back of the binding to the back of the quilt. So all of that would be finished. I will wash each quilt and put it in the dryer so that you'll get a nice squished up, beautiful quilt. We'll wrap them really nice. All of this information as far as the shipping amount and the prices and all of that, I'm going to mention them, but they'll all be on the website. And I think we're going to use just a flat shipping rate of $20 per quilt, because a lot of these will be pretty weighty. Okay, one more thing. So when you go to the website, and this will all be pretty self-explanatory once you go to the website, and the website will not be open for a few days after the video posts. So let's say the video, hypothetical, the video would post, say, on Wednesday. The website might not open till Friday. So there's a window of opportunity to kind of decide which one did I like, maybe watch the video over and over to see out of all the 14 which one you would like. You can purchase multiple. You can purchase all of them. But if you do purchase a quilt for me to finish, you will go ahead and pay for it on the website. However, you're going to have to give me a little bit of time to finish them. I am also getting customer quilts, although I'm not getting as many now as I do at like Christmas time. But for the most part, I can finish a quilt in 2 to 3 days when you include doing the binding and all of that and getting it shipped out. So the first few will go out pretty quickly. The 14th might not go out for a month or 6 weeks. That's if I do it. If you purchase it to finish it yourself, it'll go immediately. We'll get it boxed up and it'll be on the way to you. Okay, I want to clarify, when the website goes live, you'll be able to put it in your cart and go ahead and pay for it at the time, even though it may not be finished for, if I finish it, it may not be finished for a period of time. And I'll keep giving you information on when that will be available to be mailed to you. Another thing I wanted to clarify, I think I said warm and natural batting. That's only if I finish the quilt for you. If you finish the quilt, you will provide your own batting. You might like a high loft batting. You might like a polyester batting. So if you buy the quilt with you finish, then that's your decision to make. If I finish it, I will use warm and natural, which is a cotton batting. It gives you a nice, cool, comfortable quilt that you just have to buy more than one if you want to get a really warm quilt. But cotton, we know, is a breathable fabric. It works great for quilts. And it doesn't give a real puffy quilt. It gives more of a flat look. I think that's about all of my notes. One more thing I wanted to clarify too. When you go to the website to purchase a quilt, the price that it says first is for you to finish. Then there's an add-on price if you want me to finish. So what I'm going to tell you today is the you finish price and then the total if you do the add-on. In other words, if the quilt is $200 and for me to finish is an add-on of $100, then it'd be $300. So today I'm going to, unless I can do some really fast math, which I might be able to, the difference will be if I finish. Is that clear? Okay, so let's get started. The first quilt, let's see, should I show you the quilt first or the backing? Okay, I have a handy fickle finger of fate over here that's going to help me hold the quilts. Now let's go this way. This is the first one. This is one of the bright ones that I have. I'm going to move all the way over here. Whoops. This will be fun doing 14 of these so that you can get the full size. This is the long side, or the longer side. That measures 72. And then it's 60 inches long. So this quilt is 60 by 72, which is a nice lap size. If you finish it, it's 135. If I finish it, it's 250. So that would mean it would show as 135 or plus 115. So if I finish it, it would be 250. This is the backing that would be sent with it, and you can tell it's the same colors. It looks kind of purpley, but it's not. So this is the backing fabric. Some of my backings are pieced, so this one is just one fabric. And then this is the binding. So here's how the binding would look next to the quilt. It picks up that black and white stripe that's between the blocks, as well as, uh-oh, I paused. Oh, well, I'm still going here. Sorry. We have this on multiple, it's on the phone, it's on the TV, so depending where I look, you'll think I'm like a little bit goofy here. But anyway, this is what the binding would look like. So the binding will be rolled up. It's already pre-made to the length it needs to be. So here's the backing and the binding. Okay, that is quilt number 1, and that will be the first one on the website. This is quilt number 2. This would be great for a children's room. This one, I have these pinned with the price and the size, so let me make sure that Okay, I said this is quilt number 2. It's really not quilt number 2. It's just the next one I want to show you. So this is a 9-patch quilt, and I'm going to show you up close the border because it's very cute, and the border is directional. So the zebras. So anyway, it's a bright quilt. Pinks, bright greens, oranges, purples. And this one measures, what's the tag over there? Okay, must be on the backing. Yeah. Hold, please. This is a new thing, doing this video. Okay, so this one is 60 by 72. So this one is exactly the same price and size as the last one. So this is 60 by 72, 135 if you finish, and 250 if I finish. So it would be 135 and then an additional 115 for me to finish. And the backing on this is basically yellow with a large insert of the animal print. It's very whimsical. I'm going to try to get a little bit closer so that you can see that, although there will be pictures on the website, but it's upside down. Hold on. It's very cute. It has lions, zebras, sunshine, birds. And it's the same as the border. So there's an inset in the middle of the backing so that the backing's wide enough, but that will be like a pieced back. And the binding on this is also striped, black and white striped, and it correlates with the colors on the zebra. So it adds a nice I have these bundled and pinned. Gosh, I sound like I'm like a Vanna. So that's how that would look for the binding. It's very cute. Keep in mind I made some of these a while back, but they've been in a closet hanging on a hanger, and so they are not getting love. And I know someone might really enjoy having these quilts. So like I said, either I can finish it or you can finish it yourself. This next one, this is definitely Moda fabric. I can't tell you the line specifically, but this one measures, again, 60 by 72. Oops. Sorry about that. 60 by 72. And again, this one, it's a little bit brighter in person than it looks on camera, but there again, on the website there will be pictures that are close up. It's a background of a medium yellow with pink flowers, green leaves, and then it coordinates with the green in the blocks. So this one is again 60 by 72, and it will be 135 with an additional 115 for me to finish for a total of 250. And this is the backing. It's the green fabric. It's a Moda fabric. This line is by, oh, this is a Blackbird line. This is called Sweet Romance. This is one of their first lines they did. So this is a Blackbird line quilt. And then the binding is this pretty pink floral. So again, that's Blackbird fabric by Moda. The line was called Sweet Romance. Isn't this fun? Isn't this fun? I keep looking at the wrong place, sorry. We're not professionals. We're amateurs trying to do something that we're not professional at doing. Okay, this is the next one. This is a little bit bigger. It's 60 by 74. It's a very soft pastel. This is actually a very, very light, kind of a lilac color, and then a green print. So 60 by 74, it's a little bit bigger than the 2 inches longer, but the price is the same. $135 for you to finish, $250 for me to finish, with difference of $135. The backing on this is a soft green. See, it looks yellow, but it's a soft green. It's like a check, but it's a woven check. And the binding matches the fabric on the border. 60 by 74. This is like a shopping network. 60 by 74, and it's $135 if you finish, an extra $115 for me to finish. Okay, this one's a little bit different coloration. This is a, okay, I pinned the price stuff on, and if I go to, oh, here it is, it's on the, this actually is square. So this quilt is 72 by 72, fall colors. Oops, let's do it this way. This is 165. And this one is 275.10 $2.75 for me to finish. It's all scrappy fall colors. It's kind of called Sticks and Bricks. And this one is 72 by 72. It's $165 for you to finish, $2.75 for me to finish. So that's an additional $110. The backing on this is again pieced because it's a scrappy quilt. The backing is pieced. And some of this is actually Sandy Gervais fabric, sister to Brenda Gervais. So this one has some extra blocks on the back, piece of purple, that's just a thread, a piece of green, some of this is Kansas Trouble, some of this is Sandy Gervais. This truly is a Moda scrappy quilt. And again, this is $165 for you to finish with an extra $110 for me to finish. And the binding on this is the same as one of the fabrics in here. It's a green. It's a green. It appears to be a polka dot, but it's not really a polka dot. It's a green binding. Okay. At the end, we'll have to give him a hand. The next one is 68 by 77. So now you're getting close to being a twin size. I think a twin is really 70 by 90, technically. This is $175, and for me to finish, it's another $100, so it's $275. This is a, let's see, this is a Moda line by, no, it's a Lake House Dry Goods by Holly Holderman. And this one measures 68 by 77. So here's, and this has a piano key border. Careful that pin there. This one has a piano key border. This is all yellows. It's kind of a pinkish red, soft blue. The quilts are a little bit brighter on, less bright on the camera. The backing to this one is the same. It's in the same line of fabrics. And the binding is this, which is also in the quilt. And that's a solid backing, not a pieced backing. Got it. Thank you. Okay, moving on. The next one is 70 by 82, and this definitely would be a twin size. And this is all Blackbird fabric. And the setting, got it? The setting squares are the sampler fabric, not recent, oops, it's baskets. It's 70 by 82, so, but I want to hold it so it's kind of directional. The baskets are directional. So this is all Blackbird fabric, has the pinwheels in the inner border. This is all sampler fabric by Blackbird in a dark pinkish rose. This is the backing, which is again a Blackbird, and this is from the Blackbird line, Old Fashioned Charm. It's just a soft, pale cream with a little pink flower on it. And the binding, here it is. The binding is adorable because it almost appears to be a check. Oops, let's see here. You hold that? Yeah, there we go. So that's the binding. And this one is, where's the price? Is it on your side? Here it is, here it is. So this one is 70 by 82. It's 200 if you finish it and 325 if I finish it. Okay? How many have we done? We're getting there. Okay, the next one. I think this would be great for a boys' room or a girls' room, whatever. This is fabric. It's a motif fabric by, I think it was April Cornell was the designer. This one measures 68 by 84, so it's rather large. Lap or twin. Oops, sorry. Again, has a piano key border. This one is really oranges, teals, browns, greens, and it's got a little 9 patch in here, and then it's bordered and then bordered again and then bordered again. So this is the quilt, again, 68 by 84, 200 if you finish, 325 if I finish. And the backing is a plaid check, and it's orange and cream, and the binding is the same, orange and cream. Okay? This one is, I'm not sure the line on this one. I want to say it could be Blackbird, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, here's the quilt. Let's see if I can find where I tagged the price. If you want to hold that, I'll see if I can find the size and price. This is basically yellows, greens, and red. It has a red check, small tiny red check on the outside. And this one this is approximately 72 by 84, so it might be 72 and a half or whatever. It's 225 if I finish, and I mean 225 if you finish, and another 125 for me to finish, so it'd be 350. Again, measures 72 by 84, so this is really a nice twin size. Here, you want to hold this side so we can get the size of it. And this is, it's a scrappy quilt, but the sashing is different prints, small prints. The binding matches the border, so the binding is the little red check. And the backing is pieced with a couple different. The other thing about my pieced backings, they're usually either vertical or horizontal. I don't do any pieced backings that require centering on both sides. Does that make sense? So if you put a big square in a square for the backing, that's really hard to center. So mine would have pieces of the backing so that when you put it on the machine, my machine, or however you quilt it, it would be, you wouldn't have to center it too much. So again, this is a pieced backing. Has basically leftover pieces from the quilt. So there's the yellow print, the yellow, more yellow print, and more yellow. So this is the back. And it has that red check binding. Okay. Oh, the next one is this one here in front. This is a pretty large quilt. Here's the binding for that one. This is 86 by 86. This would easily go on a full-size bed. And the backing for this one is this is Aunt Gracie fabric, which is Judy Rothmell's, what am I trying to say? What's the word I'm looking for? Reproduction. This is 30s Reproduction Fabric by Marcus Brothers, Judy Rothmell. The backing is just a cream color, almost off-white, with blue and yellow flowers. Oop. So this one is square. Did I say 86 by 86? And the border has, on two of the corners, it has the piano key, or the pieced border, like this. See, this is pieced. So it would be on this corner and then the opposite corner. It's just a 4-patch inside of a sawtooth star. And the binding is also a reproduction fabric, and it's actually in the quilt. So it's a blue binding. To repeat, it's 86 by 86, $235 if you finish, $375 if I finish. So that would be an extra $140. So you can see, for the most part, you're paying for the quilt. I already showed that at the beginning. This is my mime over here. He's like, thank you, dear.
It pays good.
Yeah, sort of. Okay, the next one, this is 72 by 86. And this, I believe this was a Three Sisters line from Moda, but I'm not 100% sure. 72 by 86, $235 if you finish, $350 or an additional $115 if I finish. This one is yellows, greens, and a light lavender. This is a little lavender check. And the backing, what did the backing for this one? Oh yeah, sorry.
Tone on tone.
Yeah, the backing is a tone-on-tone print. It looks like it's just cream, but it's the same fabric that's used in the setting triangles here. And the binding is green.
Maybe.
So you can see it's a tone-on-tone floral. It's actually cream, it's not tan. It's the same fabric as used here. And then the binding goes nice with the border because it's, so the border is a print of a dark rosy pink, lavender flowers, and green. Did I give the information on this one yet? I think I did. Yeah. So this one is 72 by 86, $235 if you finish, an extra $115 if I finish, for a total of $350. Okay. This one is actually, would be a large twin. Hold on, please. This is 77 by 88. And I think this is also a Three Sisters line by Moda. Has a pieced border. You can see that. It's really a beautiful soft pastel quilt. Very scrappy with these, it's kind of a dark rosy pink for the setting stars. And the backing on this is a small little yellow check. It's hard to see. Okay. And the binding for this one, I just dropped on the floor. I'll pick it up in just a second. You can also see there's stars in the corners of the, well, if I didn't have the paper there. There's the same piece stars in the corner that mirror, or not mirror, but replicate. So 77 by 88, 250 if you finish, 375 if I finish. And the binding is a scrappy binding of all of the prints in the, so there's yellow, and this one has, my husband took a really good picture of this so you can see the different fabrics in the binding. But because you have this scrappy up here, a scrappy binding just looks great with it. And the backing again with that little yellow check. The binding's in there. Whoop. Okay, there's only 2 more. Woohoo! I've been so nervous to do this. I don't know why. I just want them to get a good representation of what the quilt looks like. You know, to really show you the quality. You know, I'm not the best piecer in the world, but my piecing is certainly adequate. So this is the largest. This is really it's really a queen, almost a queen. This one is 84 by 104. And this is all Civil War Reproduction Fabrics. It has this blue fabric, a blue print. It's very scrappy, but it repeats the same brown piece in the center. So this is large, 84 by 104. And this one is 275 if you finish, 450 if I finish. The backing is a really small, it's a cream with a really tiny little tan star. I'm going to show that up close to the camera. And the binding is the same as the outer border. Oops. Okay, there we go. So this is your Civil War Reproduction Fabrics. They're all Marcus Brothers fabrics, and it measures 84 by 104. 100, not 100. Okay, the last one. Woohoo! And this one is very large. I've kind of gone in order of smallest to biggest. This one is, the line of fabric is Minnick and Simpson. I think most of you are familiar with Minnick and Simpson. They designed for Moda, and they primarily do a lot of red, white, and blue. This one is 98 by 98, so it's a square quilt. And this one, the colors, I mean the pattern is called 9-Patch Partners. I used to teach this at the quilt shop. So you have reds, you have a little, this looks pink, but it's not, it's a red check. And then you have the cream and then the print. So again, this one is 98 by 98, $285 if you finish, $475 if I finish. Some of the ones that get bigger, the prices are more because I have to use wider batting. So this I would need to use a king size batting on that one. This is so the binding is the same as the border, which is just, it's actually, let me show you if I can up close. It's a polka dot. It's a blue with a darker blue polka dot. And the backing is pieced. I'm getting there. The backing is pieced. So it has some of the leftover blocks pieced in the middle. And this is the same print that's in the front of the quilt. So that is the last one. That's 98 by 98. Is it on this side? Yeah, I know. Anyway, 98 by 98. I just said it, but now I can't find the tag. Hold on. Is it on your side? Oh, here it is. 98 by 98. $285 if you finish, $475 if I finish. Okay. The last thing I want to talk about is this lovely book that I've been gifted by Paula Barnes, Red Crinoline Quilts. And she sent one for me to keep and one for me to give away. So it's a great book. It's actually designed to use as a quilt club. So you would exchange blocks with your friends and then make these quilts. That's a gorgeous one. So anyway, we're going to use the random picker generator thingy, and the word would be club. So if you're interested in this book, so you want to, you could easily make these scrappy yourself. You don't have to do it with friends, but it's a good a book for an opportunity to get together with friends. You make 10 blocks, they make 10 blocks, and you do a big swap. So it's called the Quilt Club book, and the key word is going to be club. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's not too disjointed as far as, all the different nuances. Once you see this video, you'll be able, I feel like I'm like a production place here. I'm not. This is my ironing board. This is where our couch normally goes. These are some of my samplers. This is the corner of our living room. Anyway, I hope it's clear. Again, you cannot buy by commenting on this video. You can get a book, if you're the lucky one to get it, by putting the word club in your comment. But the quilts will only be sold on the website, and the website is Saltbox. One word. Well, I guess it's all together. Anyway, it'll be in a trailer or whatever. Saltbox Quilts, plural.com. So there'll be more at some point. I'll need, I don't have any idea if people will buy these or not. But if they do, I'll need time to quilt them, bind them, and then, get them out to people. And if it is successful, I'm hoping to get some framing money. So think of that. You're buying a quilt and you're getting a quilt and you're contributing to my framing. So anyway, I've hoped there's something here, whether it's the ones that are brighter and cheerful or the pastels, or that would appeal to you. And the other thing I didn't say is I will pick the quilting design. I I do free arm quilting on my long arm, and it's edge to edge. So if you pick for me to quilt it, it'll be edge to edge, but it will be done in a pattern. Some of them might be meandered, but for the most part they're going to either be swirls or loops, or on the pastel floral it might be leaves and flowers, or leaves, something to that effect that goes with the pattern of the quilt or the fabric in the quilt. So I hope that's all been clear. Sorry if it's choppy, but there were things I said and needed to kind of back up and say it in a different way. So anyway, I hope y'all are doing great, and I hope you enjoyed this little video about my quilts for sale. In my next quilt video, I will be either talking about small quilts, mini quilts that I've made, or I might be talking about fall quilts. And if I have any more to sell at that point, I'm trying to do a video once a month for my quilt videos. If I have any more to sell on that one, I might just tag them and they would be added to the website. But we're not sure about all of that. We just want to get this first initial 14 quilts out. So anyway, hope you have a great day. Love ya. Bye.